Yo, what's going on, people? The quarterfinals has been finished, and we will be talking about, what has happened in the games, what's going on, the results, the performances, and etc. So we're gonna start to it. And the first game that happened in the quarterfinal was Belgium against Spain. And this game, coming to this game, obviously Spain were the favorites of the match. Obviously had the stronger side. And of course, they came to this game beating Portugal 1-0 in the last minute for Marino. So they came from a big game. Belgium, they came from beating the USA 4-1, convincing in the end. Strong performance from them. And Belgium, they came this game unbeaten. And Spain came this game unbeaten. That's one thing they both have in common coming to that game. But obviously, there was only going to be one winner. And the winner was Spain. But I have to give the respect to Belgium because Belgium, they made this game tough for Spain. They were 1-0 down pretty quickly, but, they responded quick. They responded quick with the striker. The striker scored the goal. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to butcher his name so badly, but the striker has scored the goal. And it was a good header from great play, De Bruyne doing De Bruyne things, and it led to a goal from him, which was a great team play from the goal. And, Belgium, they were having good moments. They looked strong. And Lamine Yamal, I wouldn't say it was a terrible game from him, but the left back that came on, the young left back that came on, made it very tough for Yamal at times. He couldn't do things, he usually does, at his best. And it was a tough game for Yamal. But I wouldn't say, he had a stinker or anything. But I would say it was a tough game for him, a tough opponent, a fullback for him. And as time went by, obviously Spain grew into the game, more quality shown in the end, where they're creating chances, good, run twos, good passes into the final third. And it was, it was more of when, not if. And when Thibaut Courtois got subbed off for Le Mans, that was the game. That was the moment, I was less confident about Belgium doing anything. And obviously, you could say that, since, Tielemans was gone from the warm-up, he couldn't play, which that was a big blow for Belgium. And De Bruyne, he's obviously an old man. He's not as young as he used to be. Lukaku is not the same as used to be. So come this game, it's a different Belgium compared to the 2018 World Cup Belgium team with all those golden generations. This was it's a respectable performance from Belgium. It's a performance that I don't think they should be too upset about. Something they should be proud of because I didn't expect them to play like that. And they gave it a game. And the goalkeeper made a mistake in the end that, he should save that shot very easily. That led to the, Marino tap in because he parried it to Marino. And yeah, that was the final nail in the coffin from Spain. And, Marino has been clutch recently. He scored against Portugal, last minute goal, and now he scored against Belgium. So overall, Spain went through, and now they're going to play, the next team the next game I'll talk about, which they'll play against France, which France have beaten Morocco 2-0. And this was a very convincing performance for France. France, their super team, their strength has shown very clearly against Morocco because Morocco are a very good side. They're probably the strongest African side in the World Cup, but they made them look like, amateurs at times. But, I'll give Morocco the benefit of the doubt. Usually I'm here, cooking the African nations for balling it, for not doing things in the big moments. But to be fair to Morocco, they they had players out of the team. They had injuries to Sabari, a lot of injuries even coming to the World Cup. So, you know, this was a tough test for them already. And, they got simply outclassed, unfortunately for them. And yeah, Mbappe, he missed a penalty, which that was his first time actually he missed a penalty in the World Cup. And, he responded quickly with that beautiful goal from him. Curl to the top right corner. That was an amazing goal from him. And, could we say Kylian Mbappe is the best player in World Cup history? Because now there's, uncomfortable conversations. Because I don't think saying this is a bad or a bad shout. I don't think it's outrageous to say, because he technically he's basically, I think he has the most World Cup in goals in history. I think it's tied him and Messi. One of them has it. And he has the most knockout goals in World Cup history. He's won the World Cup already. He's reached the final, scored a hat trick in the final, and he's in the semifinals and could potentially reach another final. So Mbappe, you have to give respects for, when he plays for his country, he's a different animal. And yeah, so Mbappe scored that brilliant goal. And, after the goal, France responded quick again with a Dembele goal. Maybe Bono should have saved it, but, another goal from France, and France, strong performance from them. So yeah, that's one of the semifinals, France against Spain. And I can't wait to talk about that game, which I'll already talk about the game. I'll talk about it tomorrow, I'll make a video tomorrow about the preview of that game, because that game is a fantastic game. And we go to the other side of the bracket, and it's Spain, or what am I saying? It's Argentina. They play against Switzerland. And also the other game was England against Norway. I'll talk about the England game first. So England, they won the game. They beat Norway 2-1 in the end. But, there's been drama, obviously, because, the England media, they always do that thing where they make life difficult for England for no reason. So the interviewer was asking questions to Tuchel, and he was asking, questioning the mentality. The interviewer was questioning that, and Tuchel was like, "Nah, it's not mentality." It was giving him that look of him to him, like, he's stupid. Like, what's he thinking? And I guess that's the best way to describe, the English media is stupid, because sometimes they try to put the players or whoever's being interviewed in a trap. And respect to Tuchel for responding to these questions real quick and very honestly. But, England the first half, I'll actually agree with Tuchel when he said they played slow, they weren't doing things quickly, they were keeping the ball for too long, they looked like they didn't want to go at fast pace, But, Jude Bellingham, he responded by basically saying we couldn't really do it in the first half because, energy, it was very sunny in Miami. Miami weather, it's crazy. So they were responding very slowly in the beginning. But as time went by, intensity started growing. They started playing better. And, obviously Norway, they had their moment in that first half when, after like 20 minutes, after the hydration break, where they were going sharp, they're going good. They were attacking England very well, and they scored that beautiful goal, which that it looked like it was supposed to be a cross shots, but fantastic goal from I think it was Shutterloop. But yeah, it was a great goal from them, and yeah, England had to respond, and there's only one man. Who else, as he always says? Jude Bellingham. He's responded with 2 goals. 2 goals, clutch. This guy's been carrying England in the knockouts. Mexico, Mexico is good. Congo, he was good. And now against Norway, 2 goals. I think this man has 5, 6 goals in the World Cup. Respect to Bellingham, another Madrid player cooking the World Cup. Could we say, we have to fix the problem because we have all these players cooking the World Cup. Vini was cooking even at times, Jude cooking, Mbappe cooking. So now it's a bit, funny seeing all them cook for the countries. Hopefully, it transmits to the club. And yeah, it's unfortunate for Norway because, we always love the underdogs to win. But England came on top at the end. And yeah, Jude Bellingham, masterclass, carry job. England fans, they love him. And the last game, but not least, is the Argentina game. I'll probably talk about this the least out of all of them. Because, disappointing in some aspects. Argentina, I wouldn't say that was their best performance because, they weren't really, to be fair, they weren't really challenged by Switzerland until the 1-1, that brief moment before they scored, where Mbola was very good, very strong, holding the ball, carrying the ball, helping our teammates create space, and create the goal which was the equalizer from Ndoye. And yeah, Switzerland had the momentum from that time. But then that red card, which I'll be the first one to say it was a red card because he dived and he was already a yellow card. So Mbola himself, he set himself up to be 10 men, and obviously Argentina dominated from then, and the goals came extra time. It was more of when, not if, Argentina was gonna win this game, and they won it convincingly in the end. So yeah, there you have it. All the semifinals have been confirmed. England versus Argentina, strong game, and France versus Spain, another strong game. I'll preview these games in the next 2 days. And yeah, that's my thoughts about the World Cup quarterfinals.